What's up, dudes and dudettes? It's the PHNX Suns show here. I am your host, Greg Esposito, also known as Espo. Got Gerald Bourget, Saul Bookman here with me. We're brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Use the code PHNX when signing up. Did I avoid using the announcer voice that time when I did it?
A little bit.
You've got me all self-conscious. I'm all up in my feels because of one Saul Bookman right now.
That's always good. That's always how it should be. It should be in your head all the time.
With that, unfortunately, you are. Something I've been accused of, gentlemen, is being a pleasure delayer, right?
That's a hell of a thing to say about yourself.
Pause.
I'm not going to do that on this show. I've already done it enough. The people want something, and I'm damn well going to give it to them.
Okay.
Emma, let's throw that image up.
I'm very worried.
Can I get some
What
OGs?
the hell are these things? All right. Here, look, it's the turquoise jersey. They leaked. I think these are the swingman or whatever the hell they call them that Nike's selling, the replica version. We get a little bit more of a look at what these jerseys entail. They're turquoise in the number. It's a bunch of different colors within the number. Reportedly, names of different tribes are stitched into the black portion of the jersey, was something I had heard. But overall, to me, this is the laziest frickin' jersey I have ever seen. It looks like somebody took the orange template from last year and went, you know what? Let's make that bad boy turquoise and turn the logo black. To me, I'm all for honoring the indigenous people here in the state. I feel like it could have used some actual effort to do it rather than just going turquoise and going, we're good. Shut up, Gerald. If you say you like these,
they're fire. I don't care what anyone says.
I really don't hate them.
I will not be bullied into submission by you or the chat or Twitter or anybody else.
Do not care.
Turquoise jerseys are fire. I am
setting
here and now.
We'll wear that all day.
That is burn it with fire.
No, it's
I don't hate
cool.
them. I don't hate them. Also,
God.
like the other thing that's part of this is like I need to see the shorts too. I need to see the shorts.
That's true.
Like I need to see the whole thing together before I pass judgment on just the jersey. Now, the jersey, sure, could have been improved. It could have been a little bit better, but I definitely don't feel as vehemently opposed to it as obviously you do, Espo. But you've been opposed to it ever since the rumor of a turquoise jersey came to fruition. So to be fair, you were already biased against it before you even saw it.
Okay, they look like the goddamn Walmart version of the OKC turquoise jerseys.
That was probably at a Walmart. They were on the rack somewhere. Of course, that picture's going to make them look bad.
In general, that design looks like the Walmart version of the OKC jersey. Those were a much better turquoise, Native American honoring, indigenous people honoring jersey.
Bailey's got it right. She's like, I feel like these will look sick as fuck on the court. And I agree.
It depends. So. Are they getting a secondary court? Because if it's on a court that's purple and orange, they're going to look atrocious. Thank you very much.
Stop saying court like court. Court. If it's not a court. Court.
If it's on a court.
I'll admit, I think if they had added some purple trim instead of the orange or red or whatever that is, I think that would have looked a little bit nicer. I think purple and turquoise would have gone together pretty well. But like, I don't mind them that much. I mean, they could have improved a couple things. I know a lot of people had a problem with like the numbering and that whole format. But I don't mind them. I like them. Like the turquoise.
Of course,
they're going to be unique.
You're from New Mexico.
Hell yeah.
Turquoise is something you're required.
Dude, Jay, for real. Like, listen, if they do rock out with a new court and that shit's black and it has some turquoise trim and then you have these turquoise, man, that shit'll be fire as fuck.
Yep. Look, thank you. Our designer here, Sean, said they look like crap. Yeah, exactly. Black blank logo.
Black logo on the chest.
It's lazy.
You hate to hear it from people you love. You
could have sold me on if you want all black jersey with turquoise Suns logo.
Sean's been dead to me since yesterday, so I don't really care what he has to say.
I think these are going to look good in person. I do.
I do not. Unless the shorts are the least lazy shorts we've ever seen in NBA history, and they all of a sudden make the whole damn thing.
I feel like the default though is we always like, oh, this jersey sucks, or oh, this jersey's okay, and then we see it with the shorts. We're like, okay, actually, we're gonna bump it up a little bit. The shorts always bump it up.
The shorts always bump it up.
Always bump it up.
So bad. The shorts always bump it up.
Unless you're the gray sleeveless Suns jerseys of old.
I mean, those were the.
They were sleeved. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they were
sleeveless.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say sleeveless?
You said sleeveless. Look, if we have to see it in totality, show me the court if there is one.
Yeah.
I get the sense there is. Show me the shorts.
Yeah.
God, it's so disappointing. Like, especially, remember the Aztec design that they kind of
those
leaked?
were cool.
Those
last year.
Those were kind of fire.
That was awesome. That was something different. There was effort. There were Suns colors in it. Like, that felt like, okay, we want to honor something and we're going to put effort into it.
Yeah.
This literally feels like I could have done that with paint and the Microsoft paint, not or regular paint, and last year's orange jersey.
Brian's right. He said Espo will defend the ugly ass gray sleeves, but hate on turquoise.
Okay.
LOL.
This
is
the
true.
Sleeves.
Also, Thomas
Sleeves.
Dennett earlier in the chat said you can set your clock to when Espo goes to crazy town, and that's a great comment.
Twin jerseys are really
jersey. I will either be very excited or very angry when anything uniform wise.
It's so weak.
leaks.
Like I said, it's like one of the most unique things about you. Like, I know that there's other people out there that are passionate about jerseys and stuff like that. Johnny Venerable will just absolutely obliterate your ears if you bring up the topic of Cardinals jerseys and the lack thereof. So at least the Suns are trying to throw things at the wall to see what sticks. But again, like you have such a passion for these jerseys where I'm like, okay, or meh, nah. And that's it.
Have you ever seen a jersey that you didn't have a strong opinion one way or the other on? Like one that was just like,
Non-Suns ones, yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to non-Arizona sports ones, I'll say.
All right.
Yeah, but when it's my hometown team,
It's either love or hate.
yeah, it's there. I gotta have an opinion on it. Honestly, my dream job I think would be, outside of having to do the laundry, being like an equipment manager if I weren't doing this, where I had a say in this, but I also was the one that hung them up in the lockers and everything.
You want to be the approver.
Right. Your dream job is just looking at artist renderings and saying yes or no.
I actually got to do some of that when I worked at the Suns.
That's pretty cool.
That was fun.
And you approved the gray jerseys? Fuck you, Espo.
I did not. I hated, let me make this very clear. I hated all sleeved uniforms.
Yes.
The sleeves made everything look freaking stupid. Like, I stand by, if you get a sleeveless version of that gray jersey, it looks less egregious. The sleeves make it look done. Musab in the chat says Espo equals Walmart Chris Creamer. If you're a uniform nerd, that is the best comment I've ever gotten. I will happily take Walmart Chris Creamer.
Hello in the chat, the GM of the team. Stop touching the clothes.
And Brian wants to know why you and I are wearing the same shirt. We've got an ASU hockey event, home opener at Mullet Arena tonight, and we're attending, and we're supporting our boy, Josh Doan.
That's right, Josh Doan, baby.
PHNX athlete here, Josh Doan. So we're supporting that. So that's why we're dressed like the Bopsy twins here. Let's talk a little practice.
I got the pants to match.
You know what? I came out dressed this morning and I didn't realize I had put on gray pants with this shirt. My 6-year-old's like, nah, Dad, go put some other color pants on. And I listened. So, Brian, I hate gray sleeves on a basketball jersey, on a t-shirt. Nobody wants to see these guns. Nobody.
Brian in the chat says,
my wife's
Espo,
like, put on long sleeves.
It says, Espo, quote, I hate the gray sleeves, but also wears a gray sleeve.
Let's talk about some practice, because I know I'm not going to get angry about that.
Yeah, sure.
You were out there, Gerald. What's the latest on? Let's just start here. What's the latest on Dario Saric, who was out for personal reasons? I feel like I can put the tinfoil away now.
Yeah, we can finally put that away.
I feel like we have a sound effect to go along with this. Yes, Emma?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of sound effect are you looking for, though?
The baby.
Well,
Baby
Yeah,
crying
so-
or happy baby?
Let's go happy
Let's go
baby.
happy baby.
Okay.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, so Dario is a father now. In case the sound effect talk didn't
That
give
is
it
very
away.
personal. That is a personal reason.
Yes, that
to
is
be
a personal
happy.
reason. Dario is a dad. He is now Dario Saric. And he's... Oh, there it is. I'm glad we got that in there.
This is live look-in from the hospital.
Yeah, so he was gone, obviously awaiting the birth of his child, and now he was back at practice today, so we can put the conspiracy theories to rest for the time being.
I don't get why the Suns wouldn't just say that. I mean, I get it's personal and
If he didn't want people knowing, I understand that. Like, they could have said, "Hey,
that you had a baby."
It's not a big deal."
Well,
Some people are very.
I feel like I would be superstitious. Like if I had a wife and she was about to give birth, I would wait until after the birth goes successfully to say anything. Probably.
So we're not going to find out that Gerald's a dad until Gerald is a dad.
He's just going to be like,
with that stuff.
Saul, I can't come into work today. I'm like, why? Actually,
Well, no,
for the next 6 weeks, because we just had a baby.
I mean,
It actually happened, and I didn't want to jinx it, so that I'm telling you now. Bye. Click.
I mean, obviously, with their employer knew, but like sharing it with the world. But yeah, he's back now, so we can put that to rest. Finally.
Is it true that he named the child the homie?
I can't. Sources cannot confirm.
The homie Saric.
The homie Saric. No.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some basketball though. You talked with Monty and the crew out there, and we got some updates in terms of the injured players out there at the 5G Performance Center or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah. So we heard from Monty, and we'll roll that soundbite.
They didn't do anything physically today. We scrimmaged a ton today and had a lot of 4-on-4, 5-on-5 stuff. But we'll see over the weekend if they can progress to. They've done everything but that. So we'll see if they can get in that group of competitive 5-on-5, body on body here soon.
That's what you're trying to do tomorrow with you guys.
We'll see.
Yeah, so Monty Coy, as always, they didn't do much today because it was a scrimmage-heavy day, but that is the last step for players to return, and they're probably going to be doing a ton of that over the weekend, so hopefully we'll be able to see them get back up there. We did see Landry Shamet getting up shots. We saw Cam Johnson getting up shots with the right hand this time. At preseason during warm-ups, or during pregame routines, he was shooting with his left. So those are all positive steps in the right direction. And they don't play again until Wednesday, so hopefully that'll give them enough time to get some 5-on-5 run in over the weekend.
Was Adonis Arms there?
Adonis Arms was there. He's still there.
Still part of the team.
Still there.
Got absolutely no run in the preseason game, but still there.
I'm telling you, I really do think they are waiting to bump up either Dwayne or Ish to a full-time contract, and with that other two-way slot, we might see Adonis Arms get signed there.
It's gonna be Dwayne.
That would be my guess. Yes,
I would hope so, because you have no clue what you're getting with Cam Johnson. You need a third point guard, and Dwayne seemed to make it very clear he could carry at least a few minutes.
You need somebody that can put the ball in the hoop, more importantly, off that bench. And right now, your options are very limited.
And you might need a second point guard, honestly, if Payne's not back for the season.
Well, that's
opener.
true.
So you might need a second.
Oh, they'll all find the John the Conqueror route and rub it on their wrists, and they'll be fine.
The modern medicine there with the athletic staff. You know exactly what's going on.
If you ever watched He Got Game, you know.
Brian in the chat wants to know what happened with Ife. He never re-signed with the club. He went back to Europe, so that's why we have not spoken of one. If
he played better, he might have been here.
Oh boy,
that was not why he's not.
Well, it kind of is.
If a contract had been offered to him that fit his needs,
we're a little iffy on the details. But
anything else come out of practice today heading into that season opener?
Not anything pertinent in terms of newsworthy stuff, but I did ask a little bit about Devin Booker, both Monty and Chris Paul, for a story that I'm writing, because at this point, I think there's a lot of talk about Devin Booker as a top 10 player and being a more complete player, how he's added to his game. So I was kind of curious to get their thoughts on, okay, like Devin Booker is this star. We all agree on that. But how do you kind of elevate from that point? Like, he's addressed so many different weak areas of his game and gotten better at those. Is the next step just getting, 1 to 5% better across the board? Is there anything that stands out as an area for improvement? So they gave some interesting thoughts, and we'll definitely have a story up on that within the next couple days before the season starts.
That's what we call a tease in the business. And if you want to be prepared to get access to that article, head over to gophnx.com, sign up to become a member, get great t-shirts like the one Saul and I are wearing, get great content like Gerald was talking about. We want you there.
I can officially announce this.
What?
Can I?
Do you want to
Sure, why not? Because it entices people to maybe perhaps buy a membership.
Okay.
Because
I don't know where we're going then. So yeah, I was thinking something else. So go ahead. Yeah, announce whatever you want.
We have a first ever Suns takeover happening next month.
Let's go.
That's not what I thought you were going to announce.
I don't.
There's something else coming up that we'll announce next week. But yeah,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Thursday. What do you got going?
Okay. Anyway, we're doing a takeover. We don't have a graphic yet because we're still finalizing the details, but we will have a takeover beginning of the month, next month, November 4th. It'll be fun. And if you're a member, you get first dibs on tickets.
And if you don't know what a takeover is, that is where we all go to a Suns game together and shout obnoxious stuff while we have some
We'll have 50 tickets.
50 tickets.
And it'll include food and beverage before the game, right across the street at the Ainsworth. It's going to be lit as F.
And then we are going to go in to the Footprint Center
and be obnoxious
and give holy hell to whoever the opponent is that night. Do we know who the opponent is?
I forgot.
Look it up on the schedule.
It's Portland. It's Portland. It's Portland.
Yeah, we're going to show Dame what time it is in that building. We're
Dame time, baby. Let's go.
So November 4th, it's coming. A takeover. We'll have more details.
It will be $75 a ticket, by the way.
All right. Okay. That's not a bad deal. Food, drink, and you get into an NBA game. Let's go. We're all going to be there. We're going to have some fun. We will give you details as soon as possible. Portland not supposed to be one of the top teams in the NBA.
They should be better than they were last year, though.
Right.
But according to at least one projection, the Suns won't be a top 4 team either. Oh. It's a 538. I almost called it 548. Don't know why. They haven't earned those extra 10 this year. But 538 did their usual in-season preseason projection where they forecast based on 50,000 simulations of the season. They call it their Raptor forecast, and this is where the results panned out for the Western Conference. Somehow they have the Nuggets first, the Grizzlies second, the Mavericks third, the Warriors fourth, and the Suns fifth in the Western Conference. Suns and Warriors both finishing with a 49-33 record, 2 games ahead of the Clippers and Timberwolves in that 6th and 7th slot. Take this with a grain of salt, first of all. Let me say that. Because last year they projected the Warriors to, guess what, not even make the playoffs. So screw the numbers?
I mean, screw the numbers, but also shout out to them putting the Lakers out of the play-in. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that.
I think that's accurate.
I feel like that's still accurate, for sure. Unless they can stay healthy, which they have not shown to be able to do. So, I don't know. I think 5 isn't out of the realm of possibility for the Suns, depending on how things work out. Listen, I think they're going to be around that 4 to 6 range until the trade deadline, where they might be able to potentially add another piece, because I think it's going to take that for James Jones to realize the window might either be closing or might be closed based on maybe Chris Paul. And if they don't make a move, you're hoping basically for a run of all runs to be able to get a championship. So 5 isn't crazy to me.
Yeah, it's not crazy. It's just, I think what bothers me more is the teams that they have above them. Warriors, totally understand. They're the defending champs, and they've got young players that are going to improve, I think. The Nuggets, I think they could be a very good regular season team if they stay healthy. But again, with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., those are big ifs. The Mavs, I don't get that projection being that high at all. No. I think
they didn't get that much better.
They got worse, in my opinion. Like, I think Christian Wood will be good for them, but they lost Jalen Brunson. Like, they don't have the pieces around him that they need to take that next step. I don't think, unless Luka just submits a crazy MVP season, I don't see them getting that much better. So yeah, and the Grizzlies too. They lost a couple of key players, DeAnthony Melton, Kyle Anderson. I think they're going to be a little bit worse this season. So
To be fair, though, there's not a huge gap when you look at the win losses in
That's
these
true.
projections.
That's true.
Nuggets only have 54 wins. Grizzlies have 52. Mavs have 50, and then Suns and Warriors have 49. So if you consider a margin for error, because I'm guessing these simulations are if nobody gets hurt, if everything stays the same, that's where they think it'll bunch up out of those 50,000 simulations. And I don't think 49 to 51 wins is all that crazy to see the Suns fall to this year in that range.
By 14 or 15 wins?
Well,
It's a
because
lot.
The West
because
has gotten
the West has gotten better,
We say
and
that every year, though.
well, we didn't say that last year.
Yeah, we did.
About who? The Clippers still didn't have Kawhi. The Warriors didn't have Clay coming back yet. He was going to come back, but he wasn't coming back. Jamal Murray was still not with the Nuggets at that point, so it's not like we thought that the West was like super better. Like I thought people were going to be gunning for the Suns, and also like the Suns. Again, like it just depends on what that bench is going to look like and how they play. Like they're going to have to play. You're not going to get the same production from the bench that you did last year. I just don't see that right now.
Right.
But you're hoping that maybe, Campaign elevates his play. Dwayne Washington can actually be a consistent scorer off the bench. And that the rotation is going to fluctuate enough to get the starters with the bench, and everything is going to be okay and it's going to play out well. There's just a lot of variables, more than there were a year before. So you gotta hope. And you got to manage this the best way you possibly can. So I think they're going to drop off. I definitely don't think they're going to win 64 this year, but 55 to 50, I think that's not out of the realm of impossibility.
Yeah, I mean, the things that they have a percentage to make the playoffs. I say the Suns are an 83% chance to make the playoffs, or excuse me, 87% chance to make the playoffs, 12% to make the finals, 5% to win it. But they basically have the Nuggets an inevitable lock for the playoffs, 25% chance to make the finals, and 13% chance to win it. That would have to be a perfect season for them, and that would have to mean the Phoenix Suns and any of these other teams behind them.
What do you mean by a perfect season?
No
From
injuries.
a health standpoint, probably.
Maybe from a health standpoint,
injuries,
for sure.
yeah.
Okay, but I mean, listen, that freak Jokic basically carried that horrible ass team last year to the playoffs by himself to a 6th seed. That dude's just unreal. And so like I could easily see them being the number 1 seed if at least one of the two, in either Jamal Murray or MPJ, can stay healthy for at least 80 to 85% of the games. Jamal Murray has relatively not been injury prone until he tore his knee up. Like, so it's not like he's an injury prone guy. MPJ, you can't say the same. Like, he's been injured every single year for long stretches of time. So you can't really rely on him. But again, we saw what they could do in the bubble. They had a phenomenal run there. They played very, very well. They damn near could have made it to the NBA Finals. But I'm not a believer in the Nuggets. I don't think they're going to be the number 1 seed. But I could see them being in the top 3
There's
easily.
a better chance that I lose 80 pounds than those guys stay healthy for 80 to 85% of their games this year. There's just they've proven time in, time out that that's not going to happen, especially MPJ. They need everybody on that roster to be anywhere near as good as these projections say. And I think the Grizzlies are in a similar boat. And I don't think the Mavs are anywhere near good enough to be the 3rd seed.
No, I don't see the Mavs there either. Like, I don't even understand why the Mavs are there. Listen, the Mavs have one great player, and that's it. Now, that great player can cover up a lot of your errors. But even if you go back to last year in the 7-game series, like, they had dudes that were playing out of their mind in that series, shooting threes at a higher clip than they were in the regular season by like 5 to 10%. Like, there were some things that were just absolutely going against the Suns in that series. But to sit there and say that they improved, which I don't think they really have, they've probably actually gotten weaker on defense than anything else. And to say that Luka's going to take another step, Luka's already playing at an insanely high rate. Like, to think that he's going to take it up another level, where? Like, was he going to average 40 and pull down 20 a game? Like, that's not happening.
And he played in Eurobasket again. Like, At some point, I think the mileage on Luka with all the international play will eventually catch up to him too.
I don't know. These things are so close though. Honestly, we haven't even mentioned the Timberwolves and the Pelicans being 7 and 8. Like they could just as easily be a top 4 seed in the West because there's so many good teams, so many young players taking the step in the playoffs like we saw with Ingram last year. So it's going to be fun. There's definitely more variables like you were saying in the West this year. As far as, if this team gets this break or if, Gobert and Cat mesh together well. But I do think the Suns will be above their projection just because I don't see them dropping off by 15 wins over one season.
Okay, it's going to be really funny? Here comes a petty Saul moment.
What?
It's going to be funny in game 1 when these motherfucking Suns see JaVale McGee come into the game and they spread out and go 5 wide.
Yep.
And they give the fucking Mavericks a taste of their own medicine.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome.
Drop coverage to death.
Yep.
Enjoy this, Mavs.
Guard this perimeter.
Yeah.
I love that the Mavs saw that firsthand, exploited it, and went, we need to pay JaVale McGee some big-time money.
Yeah, when
they learned how easy it was to exploit
He's a
that.
little suspect.
And then starting him over their newcomer, Christian Wood. That's
I
an
think
interesting
I think it's hilarious.
Interesting choice.
2 things. I think what this says to me and should say to the Suns front office, if they believe in these kind of projections, is a move is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And a move could change the balance of power in the West. And it's not just them.
West.
You got the Warriors sitting there with a lot of assets that they can trade. Weissman, draft picks, all sorts of options that they can get stronger too. You got to make a move. This is going to be a chess match all season, and hopefully James Jones is ready to play. Secondly, I don't believe in the Timberwolves at all. So
No?
I believe in the Pelicans more than I believe in the Timberwolves.
I would agree with that.
So I hope these projections are wrong. I'm not a big believer in math, but you know what I am a big believer in?
I knew you were searching for something. I was like,
Searching for that.
I was actually
Right
searching
transition.
for the ad read on my iPad. I didn't know which ad we had to go to, but I don't believe in math, but I do believe in OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you say you don't believe in math?
Yeah, I don't believe in math.
They said meth.
That is a different ad read.
Brought to you by Kyrie Irving. We don't believe in math or science.
I totally thought you meant what
I
Saul
thought
said.
you meant that
And I
too.
was
I was
like,
like,
we got breaking news?
What?
But let me tell you about our friends over at OGs, because they've just done something that is totally going to change the game, unlike the first 25 minutes of this show. They just launched their brand new Sleep Edition gummy. You won't want to sleep on these. Thanks again, Max, for making me read that. Yes, you heard us right. OGs is now flavoring dreams with a 2-to-1 THC to CBN ratio gummy. Your dreams are going
Flavoring dreams.
I love the Al McCoy.
It says it right here.
Flavoring
Dreams from downtown. Bang. Anyway, CBN is a compound that helps specifically with falling and staying
What
asleep.
does flavoring dreams even look like? What
just
does that
sounds-
even mean?
It sounds wrong, right? Like, what kind of
feels
dreams
like
are you
Kind
flavoring?
of feels like the kind of dream I had in high school.
Probably
No.
shouldn't.
Hey, now. Hey, guess what? The flavor's aquaberry.
Jeez. Oh, geez.
So this Sleep Edition gummy is in their new aquaberry flavor. If you want to flavor those dreams, we highly recommend you check out OGs online at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. You can also find their products at your local dispensary. Unlike those dreams Saul was talking about, you must be 21 years or older to have OGs. You can purchase them today. And then our friends over at Four Peaks, we were talking about it earlier. We're on our way right when this show ends. We're heading over to Four Peaks in Tempe. Our friends over there helping us do the what do we
Do
call
the
it?
damn
Are
thing.
we
Let's
calling
go.
it a tailgate? Is it a tailgate for a hockey game?
Yeah, it's a tailgate for a hockey game.
Okay, so we're tailgating for the ASU season opener for their hockey team. We're going out there right after this, and we want to thank them for having us out there tonight supporting our boy Josh Stone. And you know what I'm going to do?
Oh, wait. A Phoenix. How do I order the fries at Four Peaks? You just order the fries and tell them you want them Four Peaks style.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell them Saul Bookman sent you.
There you go.
They'll look at you and go, we don't know who the hell that is.
This is true.
And we don't know what the hell you're asking
This
for.
is true. This is true.
But head on out there. Chicken tendies are great. I'm looking forward to some.
What'd you say?
Chicken tendies
Oh,
are
okay.
great.
All right.
I'm looking forward to some pumpkin porter ale tonight.
There's no way that you said tendies.
I said
I thought he said
tendies.
tit and tendies. I was like,
Chicken
what?
tendies.
You said chicken tendies.
Chicken
Chicken
tendies.
tendies.
Chicken tendies. Or it sounds like
Are you
I've already had a
having
few
a
four
stroke?
peaks.
Jesus.
I flavored my dreams, all right? Now I don't know where I
I
am.
gotta scrap the whole ad.
Listen here, Det Nibel. First of all, these are white shoes. The bottom of them have to touch the ground outside. I don't walk on water.
Okay then. Chicken
Judging
tendies.
the
Go on
bottom
out
of my
and get some of
shoes.
those. Get a pumpkin porter. Get the pumpkin porter cheesecake, which I'll be trying tonight. Just a reminder, you must be 21 years or older to enjoy Four Peaks and enjoy it responsibly.
It is always weird to hear a grown man say chicken tendies. I will say that.
Eli in the chat, if you want to sell something, don't let Espo ad read.
Yeah.
Screw you, Eli. Screw you. And then Edward.
There's a
Espo sounded a little inebriated already.
Yeah, there's a tendies joke there, but I'm not going there.
Well, you know. Hey, we got another top 100 list because why the hell not?
Oh boy.
Bleacher Report this time. The guys with the top 100 list and 4 Phoenix Suns wind up on the list. Our boy Cam Johnson's still not in the top 100. Kyle Kuzma on the top 100
No.
list. Yeah, but
Oh, my
not Cam
God.
Johnson.
You know how you get on the top 100?
How?
You play more than Cam Johnson?
Ugh,
Well, that's not true because I think the two Nuggets guys that haven't played in a year and a half, along with Kawhi, made the list. So apparently that's not a prerequisite.
Yeah. If you've been All NBA,
I
then
mean, Kyle
you'll be
Kuzma only played 66 games.
Yeah,
It's not like he was.
You know. Anyways, Mikal Bridges comes in at 58. Highest rank last year was 35. DeAndre Ayton at number 40. His highest rank last year was 32. Chris Paul at 31. And they basically say, well, we're putting him here out of respect for what he's done. But who the hell knows if he's going to fall off a cliff this year.
Man,
And hey, guess what? Devin Booker at
coming down
13.
the stream.
Because apparently to them, Devin Booker, not a top 10 guy. Trey Young better than him. John Morant better than him. And Jason Tatum far better than him. He's 8 spots. I believe it was 8 spots ahead of him on the list. So
That's excessive. I don't. It's excessive, man.
Excessive.
That's so excessive. Like I've been frustrated by the Devin Booker, Jason Tatum thing a couple of times already this offseason, so I'm not going to rehash any of that. But like, I do think it's a little too much too soon for John Morant and Trey Young, honestly, to be that high. But that's just me.
I mean, listen, it's all because of the Flash. It's all because of the Flash. Jason Tatum, not so much, because Jason Tatum he's like just a taller Devin Booker. Like he's just, there's nothing that Jason Tatum that I look at, I'm like, oh my God, at least with Devin, like he's just so freaking like almost like automatic for mid-range that sometimes he takes these shots and I'm like, holy shit, like what? Jason Tatum does nothing for me. And I think that's the problem is like, we're not on the East Coast. We're not like suckling at the East Coast heat. So like we have no idea, how awesome or amazing Jason Tatum is until we see him on national television. And when we see him on national television, we're like, he's good.
I mean,
but he's not amazing.
I mean, I watch him and he's very good. He's an excellent two-way player, but I just don't get like, okay, Booker went to a finals, put up better numbers in a finals in a losing series. Jason Tatum put up atrocious numbers in that final series that they lost. And somehow he gets the bump from being in a finals that Book did not or does not. I don't know. I just don't get it.
what I did like about this list was the fact that there was separation between Mikal and DA. I believe it was the ESPN list had Mikal at 51 or DA at 51, Mikal at
49.
49. This has the right amount of separation, I think. Mikal is hands down one of the best defenders in the game, but leaves a lot to be desired, at least last year, offensively, where DA is good on both ends of the court, where I think that's why he wound up at 40 on this list.
I feel like
think
it was
it's
only
deserved.
left something to be desired in the playoffs. Like,
Well,
he was very good during the regular season,
But-
and he was like borderline becoming the third option for a stretch there.
But when you look at both of those players, one of those players is an accessory that you use on the offensive side that is a nice piece that can get his in the flow of the offense. The other one, you can make an argument at certain points of the game, you want to focus around him.
Right.
And I think that's the difference between Mikal Bridges and DA. I don't think Mikal at this point in his career is going to ever be a focal point on the offense. Like, hey, we need to design a play to get Mikal a shot because he's got a mismatch or whatever. But I can see they do that, and they should do that more with DA. So I think that's the separation, at least from my eyes.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
Det Nibble in the chat brings up an interesting thing, because we've talked about with these lists, the national media, not a lot of respect for the Suns, not a lot of respect for D-Book.
Mm-hmm.
But he asks, I assume it's a he, says blame Sarver for the national media Suns hate. Do you think when a new owner comes in here, that narrative changes? Or is it baked in now with this group because of that?
I think it definitely changes. It depends on the owner, though.
Right.
Like, listen, as much as it would be cool to have Jeff Bezos in the house with his multi-hundreds of billions of dollars, there's also a faction of people out there that absolutely despise Jeff Bezos and what he represents. So it just depends on who Lorraine Jobs, right? If she was the one that got the job, no pun intended, then yeah, I mean, I could see a lot of support because of what Steve Jobs represented and the association between those two, and the fact that she's been in sports and has been an owner as well. So it just depends on who that owner is going to be. For instance, if they've hired somebody that came from like the Daniel Snyder tree, fuck no. Like, everybody would be like, oh, well, awesome. We got right back in the same fucking boat.
Daniel says, like, I'm out on the Commanders, but are the Suns available? Can I use that money?
God.
I think Hello makes an interesting comment. If Bob, and I assume Bob Iger is what's meant here, comes in, ESPN will talk more about the Suns, because Bob Iger was the head of Disney and owned ESPN at that point. Or still does it.
Yeah, I think it all depends. I wouldn't read too much into these player rankings having much to do with that, but I do think there is the idea that all the negative storylines about the Suns and how bad the vibes are here, that might have played into these kind of rankings.
I can't imagine at no point in time in the last decade and a half that Sarver didn't lose his mind on some ESPN or TNT or whoever personnel in person talking about, you guys are so biased, or how come you guys never talk about this, or blah, 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 blah. Like,
he threatened to sue ESPN and slandered.
I mean, he came at everybody. He came at everybody, players, coaches. It didn't matter. So why the hell would national TV be any different? So yeah, I think there might be a perception that this is an awful organization because of who was at the helm, and I hope that narrative does change, because I think, listen, man, we all fucking deserve to have our team represented the best way possible, because they've been very, very good for the last couple of years, and the media has largely fawned over teams like the Warriors and the Celtics, and sometimes teams that just haven't deserved it at all. So like the Lakers, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I don't think Lakers love's ever going to die at any point. They'll always have a soft spot in their heart for them. A guy that some Suns fans seem to have a bit of a soft spot in their heart for is Kemba Walker, who reportedly will be cut by the Detroit Pistons before Monday's deadline to have the 15-man rosters finalized. Is that a guy that you would take a flyer on if you're James Jones for that bench? Because we've talked ad nauseum about how they'll struggle offensively. But Gerald, would you throw Kemba into the mix?
Possibly. And that's only if you are not going to do something with Dwayne Washington and convert his contract. If you're leaving him in a two-way spot and you're just not going to devote, playing time to him, then yeah, bring in Kemba, because you need a third guard. Like, the options are not great. I know that Kemba has not been Kemba for the last few years. There's a reason he's kind of changed teams a lot over the last 3 seasons, but like, you need a guard with experience of some sort. My biggest concern is that he's going to want a Kemba Walker sized role. He's going to want to make his comeback somewhere. And if the Suns just don't see that for him, then you've got another potential situation with a guy who thinks he should be playing more than he really is on a very good team. So maybe there's that concern, and maybe he just doesn't even consider the Suns for that reason. Maybe they don't consider him. But yeah, I think if you're leaving Dwayne Washington in that two-way spot, why not? But I do think that they should convert his contract to a full-time, at which point I don't think you need Kemba anymore.
I say no on Kemba. I just don't think that he has a discernible skill set that that makes him elite anymore. I think he's very much a mid to lower mid type of player now, and I think you're better off trying to develop some guys that might be able to stay here for the next couple of years, as opposed to going after somebody that's basically on the last legs of their career. There's nothing there for me.
Yeah, look, we are past the days, I think, where you have to try to sign a guy way past his prime in hopes that you catch lightning in a bottle.
That being said, they're going to sign him tomorrow.
Well, probably. Whenever he's cut, that'll likely happen. But Arthur Schuler on Twitter, I had said, I think they should just give that spot to Dwayne Washington Jr. And roll the dice, because I think you'll get as much as you would from Kemba. And ironically enough, he sent me a screenshot of their per 36s from last year, and they both played. Washington Jr. played 48 games. Kemba Walker played 37. Their per 36 is almost identical. And with Dwayne, and like within fractions of percentage points in most major categories. And with Dwayne Washington Jr., getting a guy who's 21 and can improve. With Kemba Walker, you're getting a guy that has so many miles on him at 31. The only direction is to get worse. I'd rather stick with Dwayne Washington Jr. and hope you can help him develop, and maybe he is one of those surprise kind of guys you wind up getting on the roster.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So everybody stop asking for Kemba is what we're trying to tell you here. Everybody seems to get excited when there's a name you recognize from the past, but you don't need him. What you do need?
Harry Potter guy died.
Yeah.
Not the guy that played Harry Potter.
R.I.P. Robbie Coltrane.
No. Yeah, Rubius Hagrid.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Harry Potter, so.
Oh man, yeah.
But what I do know about good furniture, and you know how's good
Lord.
Furniture? Our friends at More Furniture.
Oh,
all right, you want to spruce up your home during More
all-time
Furniture?
worst transition we've ever had.
I was in the middle of a transition, and you just shout out, "This dude died."
That's my job, is to throw you off.
Setting it up, buddy.
That's my job. Speaking of furniture, I heard coffins are cool.
Are you looking? Are you looking for great eternal furniture? You want furniture to last you a lifetime.
More transitions for less.
More furniture.
More transitions for less.
Spruce up your home during More Furniture's fall sale at morefurniture.com. When you spend, for every $1,000 you spend, you're going to get a $100 gift card. It's that easy. I don't have a transition to this one other than we had a hell of a lot of fun yesterday at Mavericks up in Scottsdale off the 101 there. We did our employee meeting yesterday out there, and then did some bowling. I didn't partake in bowling. I'm not a bowling guy. I don't like anything where you have to wear somebody else's shoes. But we had fun out there. These guys bowled.
You have weird rules for life.
I do. I have very weird rules for life. I'm
not wearing anybody else's fucking shoes. Like, bro, they're not under your bed. They're at a bowling alley.
Yeah, which is even worse. I know who's been under my bed. I don't know who's been at that bowling alley.
Jesus Christ.
These have been the all-time worst ad reads we've ever done on the show.
We're gonna have to do a special ads only show tomorrow.
God. Our producer is rethinking every decision.
She's like, did you just say that shit?
I miss Lindsay.
So do I.
You thought we couldn't get any lower with the grave remark. Well,
Mom, I'm scared. Pick me up.
So Mavericks.
Mavericks was fun as hell.
It was fun.
Much more fun than this conversation. All right. And, we played arcade games. I had fun. They have a Basketball Connect 4 game, right? And Jacob and I, our executive producer, or whatever the hell we call him around here, we played a best of 5. I was down 2-0, and I beat him 3-2
Oh, man.
in Connect 4 basketball. It's fun. So get out there. Check out Mavericks. You can check them out on Instagram at MavericksAZ. That's MAVRIXAZ. Check them out. Emma, you wanted Lindsay back, but this next segment's on you. So you want to? What are we playing? It's a Friday, so we're gonna play a game.
All
Yes.
right.
Is it what's under Espo's bed?
Thank God, no.
No, it's not. So we are going to be playing Who Dis.
All right.
It's a NBA player guessing game.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys pretty much like a list of the NBA teams that this player has played for. You
Okay.
guys then have to guess what player that is. We have 5.
Okay.
Ready for the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the old school Mavericks logo.
Yeah, so I tried to use the logos.
Oh, I got
Oh,
it.
that's
I got Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Jason
Yeah.
Kidd.
Jason Kidd, yeah.
That is. I like that you used this is
Like the
why I
era-
love Emma. This is
Yes.
attention to detail.
It's
These
exquisite.
are accurate logos that he wore
From
with
the
each
era.
of these teams
Yeah.
from the specific era.
You know, before you give me my flowers, there are some logos that I could not find.
Okay.
That's
so-
fine.
That's
You
all
at least made
right.
the effort.
Oh,
All right,
Oh,
so
Jesus.
this is Jamal Crawford. Oh no, that Suns is too early in that to be Jamal Crawford.
Was this Quentin Richardson?
Yeah.
Wow.
Boom, baby.
Well
Let's
done.
go.
Well done.
Okay.
Magic. This is Penny
Penny
Hardaway.
Hardaway.
Yeah. Damn, you guys are doing really well.
We should be reading these off since the
Oh yeah.
audio.
So this
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is
So-
this is Clippers, Magic, Suns, Grizzlies, Magic, Suns again.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Bo Outlaw.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
Nice.
Well
nice.
done.
One more. Last one.
Last one.
All-time
Okay.
great
This
name.
one is Magic, Lakers, Miami, Suns, Cavaliers, and then Celtics.
This is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
It is Shaq. Yep.
Man,
Man, we breezed right through those.
Yeah. Well,
I thought that was going to take a lot longer than
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know you guys were gonna be so good,
I
so
didn't
I
think
would have
we
I would have
would.
gotten more, but
I didn't-
you guys blew through them.
I didn't realize that we'd be that good at it. I assumed we'd be stumped, but
Next time we'll have to do ones that did not play for the Suns. I think that's.
oh,
where-
I'll
Yeah.
never. I probably won't have any.
I would
clue on
murder
it.
that game.
The logos help though. The actual
Oh,
era
yeah, yeah.
logos help.
That
Yeah,
was a
well,
nice
I mean,
touch.
otherwise, then you would have been sitting here like, damn, what current player is possibly doing this, and that would have taken forever.
Yeah.
Hello says should have picked G League players.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
We'd be here until Monday
Yeah,
if we had
man.
done that. Well, I don't have anything else, guys. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
Not really. I'm just
No.
ready to get on with the weekend, drink a bunch of beer at Four Peaks, have fun at this hockey game tonight, and hopefully my Wildcats won't disappoint me on Saturday.
Should I go back and reread all the ads just straight this time?
No.
Just no joking.
I don't
Just,
trust you
know.
anymore. At least not
Do you have
today.
you have another ad read?
No, we're done with that.
Thank God.
Look at I can make some up.
No,
You
let's go.
know?
No.
You want to bring Nookie Monster back? I can
No,
do it.
please, God.
What is
Me
Emma's
Nookie
what
Monster.
is Emma's nickname? Have we decided on what Emma's nickname is?
Decided on that.
Nobody
The
decided. that yet?
disapprover based on the look she gave me when I made that joke. I've never. She
Entitled.
looked into my soul and said, "You disturb me." With that look.
It was like the opposite of namaste. Like I see you and respect you. It was like I see you and I'm horrified.
The light in you, the light in me thinks the light in you is freaking disturbing, is what that look gave me. So Elite Emma is what Eli is saying, and PHX Scotty saying Hacker Emma. It doesn't have the ring to it.
I
I'll
did
say
like
that.
Emma the Dilemma, but I don't know. We need something like
What
that.
makes
that's
me
catchy.
a dilemma?
That's the problem.
Gerald?
Ammunition?
Yeah, like ammunition. I don't know.
know. The Emanator.
Your
Yeah.
eminence.
Your
Your eminence.
We'll
isn't
continue to
bad.
think
We'll
this because
keep
this
it
is
up.
not.
We'll be thinking. Look, I apologize to all.
Oh,
of our
Auntie M.
No.
Ooh, I like that.
Auntie M.
I
Auntie
am
youngest person
the
at the
youngest
company.
one in all city, and you're gonna call me an aunt?
Yeah, I mean,
Age doesn't make you an
yeah,
aunt.
yeah, that's true.
Weird family trees can make really young aunts. I'll say that.
Oh my!
It can.
Land the
Cut
fucking plane already,
don't know.
man.
All right, you
Crack
can
it
follow
open.
Gerald on
Jesus,
Twitter
Jesus,
at Gerald
man.
Borget. You can follow
Yeah.
Saul on Twitter at Saul_Bookman.
God.
You can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
We won't
What?
be back next week because we're gonna get canceled.
What?
Bye bye.
What the hell was any of that? Ahoy, hoy.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though, Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saul pass the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got the